Normality, it's all right. Remember to get a power bank plus data every week for simply subscribing to our YouTube channel and watching our news. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for a chance to receive a Diamond Media power bank plus data and continue watching our news on the go everywhere you go. Receive a power bank plus data through our online giveaways or from our team on the ground. Simply subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch the news. An aflatoxin scare is leaving several dogs dead across the country, with 34 dead from one facility. The poisoning is believed to have been from contaminated dog food pellets. Some companies have since recalled their supply off the market. The latest concern is that some humans may equally be at risk. Diamond Media has been carrying out an investigation, and my colleague Dingindaba Jonah Buyoya has details on this story. Jonah, what do we know so far about this, and what does this mean?
Thanks, Cheswa. What we know so far is that there has been a mass aflatoxin poisoning of dogs. Several dogs have died in the last few weeks, and it has been so bad that at some places, some people have who own dogs have lost dogs in an instance. In a couple of days, some up to 9 dogs, some facilities up to 34 dogs dying. And I'll be getting into detail with that. But let's start off, first of all, with understanding what aflatoxin is. And according to definitions that have been provided, aflatoxin is a family of toxins produced by certain fungi that are found on agricultural crops such as maize, peanuts, cottonseed, and tree nuts. And the result at the moment, an indication, is that these aflatoxins are abundant in parts of the world where the weather is pretty warm, which is the present situation here in Zambia. This is important for me to mention because they've not yet established why some of this dog food and meal has this aflatoxin, and it is unclear whether it is from source or it is because of climatic conditions. But what I can say, and perhaps what the breakdown is that this has had a deadly impact on dogs, literally, because several dogs have died, and the Zambezi Animal Welfare Society has reported their 34th dog dying today. But we also know of individuals that have lost their dogs. Here in Lusaka, several vets are reporting cases of aflatoxin poisoning in dogs, and most of these dogs are dying. And the reason is, once it reaches an advanced stage, it is almost impossible to reverse the impact on the liver. And I talk about dogs because aflatoxins are very dangerous in dogs. Dogs can die within 24 to 48 hours, and in some of the worst case scenarios, what is said is if this is not reversed within 72 hours, then the dog is going to die. We've got a case of a woman here in Lusaka who had 12 dogs, and 9 of these dogs have died. The first dog died on the 18th of July, and the 9th dog died on the 1st of August 2024. Nora Small was talking to myself earlier on today, and she gives us the details of what happened with her dogs.
I lost 9 dogs. So this from the 18th, this was from the 18th until the 1st of August. I lost my last one on the 1st of August. Yes, with me, I feed my dog on meal, roller meal, or breakfast meal. Breakfast or roller meal, but I usually use roller meal because the same meal I consume it as well. Myself, my daughters, and my worker. So at the time, I used roller meal. And then when the doctors asked me, the vet doctors, I told them, I said, look, for me, I hardly use the pellets, but I use roller meal. And it was after that I fed them this roller meal that my dogs, after a few days, lost appetite, and they started dying. So the first vet we went to was VetServe, that's behind the Levy Mall. So when we got there with the second dog that died, she says, what they are suspecting is aflatoxin in the dog food. And they've received many cases with dogs with the same symptoms that my dogs were showing. So I thought, when my daughter told me, I thought they were crazy and this, whatever, because, I never had gone through something like that. So we then waited until the fourth dog, and then I thought, okay, no, we need to get a second opinion. She's talking of aflatoxin, and we've never had such a thing before. So that's how we drove to Showgrounds to Dr. Liza, and she says it was aflatoxin. She was 100% sure. She had clients who had come in with the same cases as mine, and there was no antidote. There's nothing that can be done. The only thing they can do is they try to give the dogs, vitamins and lots of fluids, and that's it. But immediately the aflatoxin would hit the liver, the dog's eyes will go yellow, the gums would be yellow, and their stomachs would be yellow. That time, meaning the aflatoxin has hit the liver, there's nothing the doctors can do, and then we just lose the dogs.
Nora's situation is what is unique in this case, because for most of these dog owners, they are pretty certain that this happened because of the pellets that they've been feeding their dogs. That's dog food. But for her, as she has clearly outlined, she feeds them millimil, and she had this millimil that contained this toxin, this aflatoxin, and that's what resulted into these 9 dogs dying. The downside to this is that she consumed this millimil, and her caretaker consumed it as many times as the dogs did. The impact in human beings is quite gradual, but for the dogs, almost instant. For human beings, it's regarded as slow poison, and the concern now is how many more people have consumed this. We can confirm that some milling companies have recalled some of their millimil off the shelves because of this. So we can confirm that it is not something that has not yet been known. Some of the dog food companies, production companies like Farm Feed, have recalled their feed off of the market and issuing a statement indicating that there must have been a contamination, and they are yet to give an update. We reached out to them earlier today. They have not responded to some of the queries that we've put up. We've reached out to some of the milling companies on this. They've confirmed knowing about this, but they've also not cited whether or not they're continuing to recall this. The concern that is being raised by some stakeholders is why there is no alarm that is being presented before the public to make them aware of this that is going on. And the extent of the problem has also not been defined. The Zambia Veterinary Association has confirmed to us the cases of aflatoxin poisoning across the country. They say that their members are receiving these cases, and it is not a hoax that this is happening. The number of dogs dying are dying from aflatoxin poisoning, but they're not sure where exactly this aflatoxin poisoning is coming from, and that's what they're trying to ascertain. They say that they're doing a lot of research, a lot of data being found, but what remains unclear is the human consumption side of it, that which millimil is contaminated, which millimil has been recalled, and how many people have been affected by this. But we can confirm also that this has been reported to the government. The Zambia Bureau of Standards is aware of this development, and there's still an investigation that is ongoing with this. So that's what we know so far in our investigation as Diamond TV, but we will continue to give an update and details into this story.
Thank you, Jonah, for giving us context to that leading story this evening. Fire last night swept through over 200 makeshift shelters in